What did we do last time?
Oh, I don't know.
We started off at that property that you guys destroyed. That's
my
actually
property.
ours.
Yeah.
And we helped the Warforged escape. I think Lily had some contact that could give them somewhere to sleep or something. We had to sneak past reporters, and Catherine was smooth talking her way past a few, and then kind of offered. I think someone was trying to get like a private scoop on what was going on.
Elwoods, I think.
Essentially.
Went to my apartment.
Why is it Lamplighter?
The Shern Gazette is what they worked for.
Shern Gazette.
Then we spent a decent amount of time in Dick's house, where Lily was trying to accuse him of dating his roommate, who's potentially underage.
No, he's a college student, so he's at least 18.
Different laws here.
At the very least, he's the same age as your daughter.
But we spent a lot of time there. He lives in filth. It was pretty rough. But
you showered there?
I did.
Shower.
There's no shower curtain though. But I think that was kind of where we began to find out that Lily and Dick's exes are together. And when we went back to the bar, we had a nice little powwow drinking session while Lily confirmed this fact. I smooth talked my way back into the good graces of Olivia. I believe Dick is currently blacked out on a bar. Archibald has got to get a steak.
Well, I lost my appetite after seeing Richard's home.
Squalor.
Yeah. I still
I
had
would assume
I was eating oysters.
I would assume then that Aldrin would have taken your steak and eaten it, and let you pay for it. And then
I think that's a good
On
assumption.
that one for sure.
And then Lily was dealing with some stuff with the questionable use of artwork.
That's a good way to put it.
Who was it that was asking for me? It was I know it was my one artist, but they wanted me to meet with someone.
But his name was Ignatius.
Ignatius.
Yes, the fire genocide.
And they are the curator? No.
That's the modern artist.
Right. Okay, that's right.
Yes, the disgusting modern art.
Right. Vile.
I think that was pretty much. Yeah, we left off with you all drinking at the bar. Catherine received the message from her mother inviting you all to dinner at their lovely home.
Right.
Oh, right.
And that is where we left. So then we'll jump into it. I guess without Catherine here, I can fill in some things for her. So as the night continues on, Catherine, after giving several of her drunk performances, comes back over to the bar, where I assume, Lily, you had your spiral back at your apartment and you came back down to the bar, right?
I think I'm actually just kind of like up on the balcony, just like staring between Dick and Olivia back and forth. Just trying to understand.
You're handling this so well.
So well. Everything's fine.
Archibald, I assume you're probably still at the bar itself. Brinley's still bartending. Dick, you're on moral constitution sake, Dick. I want to see how coherent you are.
Oh, well, obviously, I'm handling my liquor oh so well.
Uh-huh.
It's in that one.
I bet you.
Dude.
Damn, that's really bad.
Let me hear how bad how bad this is gonna go.
Okay, if he's getting rowdy, he's got to go somewhere.
Oh, I don't think Dick would get rowdy.
I don't think
think
he's
he
getting
gets
rowdy. I don't think
sloppy.
it's.
You're gonna need a
Yeah,
lip.
that still has to go somewhere.
I think that it seems like Mr. Brown needs the hangover package at the towers.
You're flopping on Archibald at the bar currently. And Dick, as you are draping yourself over Archibald, do you feel your stomach gurgle?
I
He turns into a seal.
I like get up and like lower him down onto my seat in like place of me, so he's just laying across two stools.
And Dick vomits onto the floor. And Cora will look down and go,
"This is not the towers."
Oh, God. Gotta get the cleanup. Rinley, go get the supplies.
I think Aldrin will help him.
Cora has 4 drinks, one in each hand. Rinley, you gotta need to deal with this, Rinley.
I'll put like my head up on the bar and I'll try to like grab something.
There's vomit on your hands.
Yeah, I'm like trying to grab something
Immediately
on the
puts a
bar.
drink down and smacks your hand.
No, when he
away.
goes to grab something else, I want to actually like hit his hand away to where it hurts, and I want to roll unarmed damage on it.
100%. I was gonna have you do that.
Tim said, "Not in my fucking house."
Not in my fucking house.
17.
Yeah, that definitely hits him.
Uh, 6 bludgeoning.
It was like
Yeah,
his knuckles
you-
like crack. You like smack Dick's hand.
Yeah, you thwack his hand hard. And Dick, in your incredibly drunken state, your hand hurts now, and you're covered in vomit.
And that's all
What
I
a
can
sad mess.
muster at this point in time.
Yeah, Archibald, there's vomit just like on the floor in front of you.
Can I send Lindsay down to go put up a curtain or something around this mess?
Archibald
in the meantime?
Archibald will begin to lecture as well. That at the towers we would have cut him off.
I think I will go down actually and be like,
At the towers, we have respect for the liquor licensing authority.
You see, Lindsay has come back and she has 3 different colored curtains, and she's holding like one's up next to Dick, trying to gauge.
yeah, which one? Just put it up.
And then she runs, she disappears again. She comes back with just the green curtain, and she jostles her way up to a high point and starts dangling it.
Oh my.
I think as she's trying to get curtains, I'll just start cleaning up the vomit. Like somehow I just know where the cleaning closet is and get the shit.
Archibald's
Just my
gonna say,
instincts kick in.
Archibald's gonna say, I would have thought you all had more experience with this at this establishment.
I said drinks were on the house, not to get him blackout at the bar.
Well,
I
that
can't
would,
control how the man handles his liquor.
you just heard free drinks.
Can I just like summon the bouncer over to get him back into a dressing room away from everyone else?
Yeah, Jacques, or your lion bouncer will come out and he'll gently pick Dick up. And Dick, are you going easily?
I imagine this is not the first time, nor it will be the last time that Dick gets way too drunk. I don't imagine when Dick gets into this state that he's at all aggressive or like defensive. It's more of just like doesn't know what's going on at all, but he kind of accepts whatever's going on. Usually, I don't know. So I would say it's up to you how I would act. I think I wouldn't be like aggressive or defensive, and I would just like, I'm not gonna help them move me. Like I'm not moving my legs.
You're just going limp.
Yeah, I'm
accept
just
it.
like a limp ragdoll.
Yeah, so Jacques very gingerly picks you up as you're all watching a dick being dragged limp like a corpse uh, into one of the private booths. And Jacques turns around and goes, "Ma'am, do you want me to place him, or should I just?" And he gestures with his arms forward.
No, don't throw him. He'll probably vomit again. Just gently.
Okay. Dick is placed into a private booth, and Jacques steps back and closes the curtain.
I see where Olivia is.
Where did Olivia go? How is she dealing with this? That's a good question. How'd she take this? You don't see her.
Good. Okay. That's fine.
So, with that Richard dealt with and vomit being cleaned up, Catherine, Catherine will come up to you and be like, "Hey, cuz, you got a party to go to."
Not tonight, hopefully.
Oh no, but my mom wants you to come over
That sounds lovely. Why?
to celebrate me.
Of course. What's the occasion?
We here to play? At least, well, she said I here to play.
Sorry, what was it?
We here to play. That's what we did today.
Oh, right. I forgot the reporters.
She actually invited everybody, including him. And she points to the dressing room.
And me.
By name.
Okay. When?
Does Archibald hear this?
Yeah, she's not like hiding those.
How exciting!
Yeah. In a couple days.
Okay, that's fine. Should I bring something?
You know how she is.
Okay.
She doesn't give you more than that.
Okay. Sure, I'd be so happy to join, of course.
Do you want me to ask her to get rid of the chair?
Honestly, at this point, I'm kind of wondering when she'll remove it by herself. So maybe don't mention it.
Okay. Maybe you can bring it up yourself.
No, but yep, we'll just leave it for now. Fine.
All right.
I'm gonna go deal with this situation over here.
And she'll go off towards the bar, towards everyone, and start saying, "Oh, we're going to my family's house in a few days, everybody." So, is there anything anybody else would like to do here at the cage?
While they're talking about
Mhm.
while they're talking about that, can I sneak off and talk to Jacques?
Sure.
Should I roll for anything, or will you just let me roll?
Make a stealth check.
I don't want to be seen.
Yeah, Lily probably is preoccupied at the moment, but Brinley's pretty on point when he's bartending.
I got a 23.
Brinley, if you'd like to make a perception check. I'll make one for Cora.
23.
Oh, means it beats it. So you do clock that Archibald has zipped off towards the front door, because that's where Jacques is sort of stationed at the entry point.
He's gonna go up to Jacques and he's
Mhm.
gonna say, "Hello, good sir."
Hello, Mr. Montgomery.
Thank you. Quite an unfortunate business with our friend down there embarrassing himself and having to be tucked away like a piece of trash into a private booth.
Seems he does that a lot.
Unfortunately so, but I think it would be best if you're able to help me get him to a different location so he would have a more restful night's sleep here. I'm sure that Mrs. Durrani would appreciate it as well.
Miss Deeper.
Yes.
Mm.
I could have a car come pick him up right away, and he'd be able to be out of this dirty booth and sleep off his hangover.
Hmm. Usually these actions that you're asking me to take come right from her.
Well, this is a favor for her.
She doesn't ask for favors.
Exactly. She hasn't asked. But I, out of my goodness, charity, and politeness, and a fellow understanding entrepreneur and member of the hospitality industry,
Mm.
would like to offer
Mhm.
my services to
Mhm.
help clean up this unruly guest.
Mm. Mm.
Can you roll a persuasion check?
Yeah, sure. You're not getting if anything. I might give you disadvantage on this.
Okay.
Lily has established herself as a good boss.
Yeah, I got a 10 on persuasion.
You know what? Maybe I can get this done for you. I'm just gonna go clear it. Clear it with the boss woman over there. And he'll pat you very hard on the shoulder with his clawed hands and go right by you over to Lily. And Lily, after a world of things have happened to you, Jock will come up and be like, the halfling's trying to get the drunk back to his hotel. He just tried to, I think, swindle me into doing it.
On his own dime?
I don't think it was going to be on his own dime.
It was going to be on mine. I'll just
Take it.
turn and look at Archibald, and it's just straight daggers into his soul.
Archibald's looking at his watch.
And I'll just look at Jacques and just shake my head.
Ugh. These Papa's hotel fucks.
I can't. The amount that he charged me for last night's stay is honestly criminal.
I swear, House Galand is running these hotels like a racketing scheme. You ask me.
I believe they are, quite frankly.
There's nothing you all can do about it. I mean, they're another family.
I mean, apparently we're having dinner with my aunt in a few nights, but Archibald is of course invited, so I doubt we'll have the time.
Mm. Mm. Oh, I can't wait to find out what your aunt does with him.
I look forward to it.
And Jacques will continue back to his post.
No luck, I see.
No, sorry, man.
Well, the best we could do is try. our very best to offer our services to those in need.
Yeah, you can.
Well, toodaloo.
Mm-hmm.
Go back inside.
Is there anything else anyone else wants to do?
Once all the patrons leave, can I
Mhm,
have Dick moved from one of the private booths to like
mhm,
Catherine's dressing room couch
mhm,
for the night?
mhm.
And I'll just have Cora and Renly set out like water and maybe ginger ale for him for when he wakes up. Um, and then if I have anyone that I would know,
Mhm.
could I get them to look at this receipt from the towers for me?
Mm. I think you can definitely put in a request for that with somebody. Call in a favor.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So what are you going to say in your favor? What do you I want this person to look for?
Um, I want them to look into the validity of these charges and to see if this is the average amount that someone in a one night stay would typically be charged. And
Okay.
also just try to see if there's anything shady going on in general with like room charges overall.
Okay. Okay. We can definitely do that.
Cool.
I can definitely do something with that.
Thanks.
What about everyone else? Before anyone goes home or off for the night, is there anything else? Any other scheme? Archibald?
Archibald has never schemed once in his life.
Can I just do like a general roll to see if I learned anything interesting from people like gossiping or talking at the bar?
Sure. That would be like maybe a general perception. Yeah.
33, 22.
So I think the big topic of conversation you hear from a lot of patrons is the rat flu. It seems that the reporters who spoke with Archibald and Catherine took the minimal amount of time to get these headlines out there. And already it is the talk of the town that Catherine DeFarland has taken down a pandemic in the city. There's one or two people that mention like Boromers and like the Dask, but it's things very fleeting of like on site, this, and that. But Catherine is the talk of the town tonight. But you do hear that there were other people spotted alongside her, and there's a lot of people questioning into who these other people are. And you catch like a couple things that sound very outlandish, but you do catch a couple details of there was a halfling, or there was somebody who had this really nice mane of red hair. You catch that a few times, and you catch a couple mentions of another woman there, but nobody knows anything about that. And it seems that is one of the biggest mysteries alongside the solving of the plague.
Okay.
But most of it is, wow, Catherine saved the city. From this evil Dask plot.
The crime fighting superhero.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But that's a lot of what you pick up.
I think other than that, once the shift is like over and everyone's left, we just have a drink with Olivia before I leave for the night to go home. 'Cause I kind of want to get away from all these people for a night.
Do you want to have a drink with her?
Yeah. I don't think I would like close it off from other people that work there being included. I feel
Mhm.
like that's kind of common after a restaurant shift.
Yeah. No, I'd imagine you guys probably have like a little, not like a bar at the very least, like a diner where you hit up at early, like that, like 4 a.m. sort of time. So I'd imagine it's probably you, Olivia, Cora, and Jacques are probably the main ones in the town.
Can Dr. Chef be there? Chef, is that his name?
Yes.
Dr. Chef.
I'll say Dr. Chef doesn't usually like to go out for drinks. But he
We
could
were
be
celebrating the
He could-
the rat
he-
plague was defeated.
he could be convinced if you give me a persuasion check.
Uh-oh. My charisma's not good. $11.
Ah, kid. It's hard finding places, that are willing to serve me. I prefer to get my own stuff.
Okay.
You guys have fun. Why am I going to damper it with the smell of motor oil?
Fair enough.
And he'll give you a nice clunk on the back as he sends you out of his kitchen. But you can go off. You can go off for drinks. And as you're sort of leaving, Olivia will look over you and go, is he still in the booth or does he move?
I think they made him Catherine's problem.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Are you still here?
Mhm.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine.
Want to go talk to him?
No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It's just more of he wasn't. I'd feel bad if he was just out on the street. But he's here. He's involved. He's here. That's fine.
Sleeping here is better than sleeping in his own place.
You went to his place?
Yeah, we swung by on our way back here.
What's it like?
Not clean.
Hmm.
He has a interesting choice of a roommate.
He's a roommate.
Yeah, it's a college student.
She cocks her head. She goes,
University
"Oh,
student.
hmm. Did you catch a name?"
Lily might remember. She was a lot more interested in the roommate than I was.
Hmm. Okay. Well, hopefully it's nobody I know.
I don't think he has a lot of friends, so probably not.
Yeah, that it doesn't surprise me. But was there anything like? Do you have a picture of me or anything?
Mhm.
Okay. That's okay. That's fine. That's fine. You want to get drinks? We're getting drinks.
Just one.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go. Let's go, everybody. She's gonna start to corral you to the door. And you, Cora, Jacques, and Olivia can head out for drinks and a meal. I assume there's probably like a late night diner open 24/7 here. You guys usually stop in. Is there anything on that outing? Is there anything you would like to bring up to these three now that you are separated from work and your boss?
I would ask Jock what Archibald was talking to him about.
Oh, the little one. Ugh, that one's a handful. Drunks, I can take drunks, but that one, these problems.
He's a little sleazy.
Yeah, tried to get me to personally take the drunk out of the private booth into a car and back to his hotel.
With him, or was he going to stay at the club?
I don't think he was gonna go with it. He didn't really specify, but I don't think that was gonna happen.
That's a little creepy.
Yeah. Did you see the bill that he sent? Really?
No, I didn't.
Oh. I think he wanted to catch another nice paycheck.
To be fair, we charged him some pretty outrageous prices as well. So
Did you charge him up at 3,000 gold for a steak?
no,
Because we're gonna have to if you want to recoup what we lost.
no, but he seems a little moronic. I think we could take advantage of him.
And Cora will speak up and go, doesn't seem like much of a drinker. Can't overcharge him for the drink.
Yeah, but he's materialistic. If you make it seem like it's nicer than it is, he'll pay the upcharge.
Mm-hmm. Well, that could work.
But he might be a good guy, so Lily can afford to pay it this one time. We'll see what happens.
And Jacques will say, I swear it's all the inns they're starting to upcharge everything now. I swear it's that Dragon Mark house. I think they're pushing something to make everything there more expensive.
I don't know. All those dragon families, it's all corrupt.
And that's when Olivia will say, "Oh, Miss Stephenai is nice to us.
What'd you say?
Miss Stephenai is nice to us." Lily.
Who is it?
Lily.
Oh. Oh, yes. Obviously, there's going to be exceptions for it, but in general. Also, I mean, there's only so much that we know about Lily.
Is there much that has she told you? Anything else? You've been spending a lot of time with her. She doesn't really give much away to me. And you see Jacques and Cora all start to nod. And now the three of them have sort of turned to you because they were just reminded that you were out with her all day.
Well, she certainly can handle herself on her own, but outside of her personal matters, I don't know much. If anything, I feel like I've gotten more insight into her cousin.
Oh, the pop star, the savior of the city.
Yeah. The savior.
Olivia will be like, she's lovely too. Well, I don't know much about her family, aside from what is on the screens and the papers say.
Apparently, I'm gonna get to meet some of them, so I'll let you know.
And again, the three of them look at you and they're, what do you mean?
Apparently, if you're good enough of a bartender to someone rich like that, you get invited to private parties.
You're going to a private party at Elvinor de Farland's personal estate.
As far as I know, I am just happy I got invited.
And you see Jacques will start, that woman is a living legend and you're just going to sit at a table and eat with her?
What's so special about her?
She's been the darling of the city for I'm only 30, and she's gotta be hundreds of years. She's been at the peak here in this city. She performs every year at our festival, our summer solstice.
Yeah, but being the darling of a corrupt place, doesn't that just make you just as corrupt?
We're in the biggest city in the world. Everybody's gotta have a little dirt on their hands.
That doesn't make it excuse to have the dirt on your hands.
Now we're getting into semantics here, Ridley.
Sorry, it's been a long day.
But she didn't give anything away. Nothing about her life.
She seemed. Did I catch that she was acting funky after she saw all the stuff at Dick's house?
I don't remember. You can roll me an insight check. I'll say what you feel like you might have remembered.
24.
Alice, can you give me a deception? I know we did one last time. I don't remember the numbers.
Good enough at the time, but I don't remember what it was.
It's probably 40.
I got a nat 20.
Well, Ridley, you didn't notice anything.
No, she just seemed really intrigued in who Dick's partner was. I don't know what that was all about.
Olivia tenses.
That would be an interesting couple.
Like that. I bet it would be. And Cora and John both look between the two of you. And Jock, after a moment, will say, "You know who we need to talk to? The little feathered one, Lindsay. I bet she knows everything."
Oh, she strikes me as a bitch.
Cora will go, "Oh, she is.
Like, she's so
Oh, she
innocent,
is."
but God forbid she leaves mommy's side for 1 second to come chat.
Too good to fucking talk to us. Always out doing everything. I swear I don't even see her, but she's here.
I mean, he says, she's here. I'll turn around instantly, thinking, man, literally.
Well, I don't think she's here, but I wouldn't put it past her. And Josh will go, one time I was cleaning out one of the dressing rooms, and for a second, I swear I saw her in the rafters.
It's probably a pretty good view of the whole place. I mean, she seems to know everything, so.
I said, that's why we have to sit her down. That we have to get everything she knows.
You know what we should do is put some bird food up in the rafters for her.
You see, John will go, okay, that was a little racially charged here, Ridley.
I'm just looking out for her. That's not. No, I'm kidding, of course. But no, we should get to know her better. How long has she been Lily's assistant?
Oh, honestly, I don't know. She was here when I started, and Cora will nod and go, "Same here."
Well, if you want someone that knows dirt on Lily, that'd be where you should start. Maybe we should invite her out next time you grab a drink.
Maybe we should. Don't know if she'd say yes. We'd have to entice her with something.
I'll think of something.
You got a good head on your shoulders, kid. You can definitely think of something. Not the bird seed, though. Is there anything else, Rinley, you want to bring up or do while you're out with your coworkers?
No, I think after we have a drink and eat, I will start kind of making it seem like I'm ready to leave politely.
And after that, you all head on your separate ways home. And everyone else, I assume you're making your ways back to your homes, except for Dick. If that is true for Archibald and Aldrin.
Archibald will return home.
Where am I sleeping tonight?
You're on the dressing room couch.
Dressing room couch. Where is this exactly?
In like,
The stage at the Gilded Cage.
yeah, it's in like if there's like the stage area of like the establishment, you're in like it's one of the back dressing rooms.
Okay. And everybody's kind of like leaving now at this point. Like
Mhm.
people have packed up, locked up for the night.
Mhm.
People are gone.
Hmm.
I think Dick's gonna be unconscious for a while, but Dick's gonna try to make a point to get up and look around this place a little bit, because he's been just dropped in a place and nobody's watching him right now.
Hmm. So what are you doing, Dick?
First, I want to walk to the bar, but
Mhm.
I want to walk to the bar, and I want to do a perception check and see if there is anyone here.
So
Or-
you walk up to the bar. The first thing
I
you
want to
will
walk
see.
up and like go like I'm going to go pour myself some more drinks. My stomach is not at all going to handle it if I drink it,
Uh-huh.
but
Hmm.
I'm going to act like I am, and I want to see if there's somebody watching me or not.
So at the bar, there is a glass of water and a glass of a fizzy liquid with a note that says "Drink, you dick."
Dick is gonna grab he's gonna kind of reach under the bar and try to get some like low end crap, pop it,
Hmm.
and he's gonna start pretending like he's gonna pour it into that note drink.
Hmm.
Um,
So make your perception check.
yeah. I'm gonna do guidance on myself.
Hmm.
So that is 22.
Okay. So you start to like fake out your pouring of the drink, and you scan the now sort of emptied bar. It's about like almost 5 o'clock in the morning at this point. You don't see anything. Nothing that catches your eye. Just an empty establishment out in front of you.
Okay. I want to pour a shot into my drink, put the
Hmm.
cap back on, reach under the bar, put it underneath there. And then with this ginger ale mixed drink, I want to
Hmm.
walk. There's only one office in this establishment that I know of, right?
Hmm. Lily's office.
Yeah, I want to walk up to Lily's office.
So you walk up to the door. Lily, do you have anything else besides like a lock on your door?
Sorry, why is she drilling? Anyway.
Happy.
Okay. There's probably some kind of enchantment on it. I don't know exactly what spell it would be though. I don't think it would like
Hmm.
need like knock to unlock it or anything crazy like that, but there'd probably be something. Maybe like alarm.
Okay.
Okay. Dick wants to take a look at this door. Is there? It's just the door, right? Like there's not a window off to the side or anything like that.
No. It's just like a room of the establishment.
Okay. Dick wants to try to unlock this door.
So make two things. Make an Arcana check first.
Okay. I'm pretty decent at this actually. Oh, 19.
You definitely think that there's a magical aspect to the lock on this door.
If I don't do well, I'm not gonna do well. Um. So. Oh, we took a long rest, right? I have a long rest on me.
Woo! Did you get on the wrong one?
passed that way before everyone else.
I've been asleep this whole time, pretty much.
Sure.
Acid, though.
That is
I would argue
Fine.
being.
If anything, you should
Fine.
lose. I think you should lose spell slot.
Level of exhaustion.
I'll let you.
All right. So I think there's a spell on this door. There's no other ways that I know of. I need to know what's going on in our office though, so I'm gonna try a sleight of hand on it. Actually, first I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Mhm.
All right. So what's this? So it is magical presence. It's just on this door, or is it all around?
Yeah.
Alright,
It's
so
on the door.
I have that for 10 minutes right now.
Jake, how
Is
many
there-
hit points do you have?
I have
How many hit points do you?
31.
I need to know a number.
31.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Okay. So you are fiddling with the door. So you casted Detect Magic. You found what type of spell is Arcane Lock? You can pretty much just glean the school of magic that's on the door.
Okay.
As an artificer, you can probably assume that it's there. There's abjuration magic on the door. And you wanted to attempt a sleight of hand.
Yeah. If I don't think I'm gonna blow up from Detect Magic and a 19, then yeah, I'm gonna try to open this door.
Yeah, give me the sleight of hand check.
Okay.
To unlock this door.
I rolled a 19. Sleight of hand. 24.
24. So, I'm going to narrate how this is going to go for you, because I'll let you know that there was a spell that was cast while you were unlocking your door. Or unlocking the office door. I'm just adding up numbers. Oh, wow, she rolled really well. I'm actually impressed. As this shouldn't have happened, numbers-wise. But she rolled really well. Dick, you are in sort of, with your sort of artificer tools, you're able to, like, basically create different tinkering lockpicking tools. So you're adding, like, a magical finesse on this lock.
I imagine
Mhm.
it's like from my watch, I'm kind of like Inspector gadgeting something out
Yeah.
from the watch.
It's like wholly just going out into the lock.
Yeah.
You are fidgeting in the lock. You hear a click
Fuck.
as the door goes to open.
Okay.
And instantly you hit the ground asleep. She rolled 33 hit points on her sleep spell.
She, huh? Okay.
She rolled a very good spell before as well.
See, this is when I wish I was a construct. Because then it would work. But I was talked out of not being
You were talked out months. You were talked out of not being a construct before I made Lindsay. Okay.
That was talked out of it a long time ago. That's crazy. Alright, yeah.
This is before I made her personal assistant.
I am asleep.
You hit the ground asleep, and at about 5 o'clock in the morning, Lily, you get a knock on your apartment door.
She'll like pull up like one side of her sleep mask.
And are you answering the door?
Yeah.
Lindsay is rapidly knocking on your door.
Why are you
Ma'am?
silly?
Ma'am, we have a problem.
What?
The drunk tried to break into your office. I knocked him out.
Okay. I'll go down to where Dick is, I guess, unconscious.
In front of your office door. He is unconscious. Your office door is unlocked.
Did he go in?
I got him right before he could go in. He just unlocked the door.
Okay. I'll lock
He
it
also
first.
made himself a drink, so he stole alcohol.
Okay, we'll add that to his tab. And I'll lock the office door, and then uh sorry. Can we carry him up to my apartments and tie him to a chair?
Yeah. Would you,
But
do you
I
have?
wanna
Mhm.
I wanna tie him to a chair in the shower.
Lindsay, ma'am, do you want me to get the arms or the legs?
You get the legs.
And she'll hoist the legs on her shoulders. Little Kenku shoulders.
You know? And we'll bring him up. It's not my personal shower. We're going to the guest shower, okay?
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah,
it's nowhere near mine.
you fully. I want to just show the image of this because your speakeasy is in a demi-plane in a painting in the back of your gallery. And your apartment is on the upper floor above your gallery. So you and Lindsay at 5 o'clock in the morning, you I assume are still in a robe with a sleep mask on your head,
Yeah.
are hoisting an unconscious body through a painting,
Yeah.
through the empty art gallery,
I don't
and
wake
then
up.
up the stairs. You're under
Any
the
of
sleep
this?
spell. You're under the sleep spell.
You're
How
a
long does
mess,
that last?
I actually don't know how long it lasts.
Yeah, yeah, what are the intricacies of this? We'll tie him up first and then start hoisting him
Of
around.
course, of course.
Naturally. I know better.
Um,
I think the person's asleep until someone like slaps them awake.
Yeah, I think it's still
pretty
dreaming.
much, yeah. You fall into a magical slumber.
So it's like you have to be shaken awake, or
Mhm.
something else has to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to use an action to slap the sleeper awake.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
But-
I'd like
So don't
to
trip and fall with me.
no. So I'd like to tie him to a chair in the guest shower. And then I'll quickly go get dressed.
Uh-huh.
Because God forbid someone see me not in heels.
Yeah, well, so as you were dragging him towards your apartment, you hear the clicking of high heels as coming around the corner in like a nice dark black pinstripe suit. Your gallery attendant, Maddie Mae Moore, turns the corner in one of her changely disguises, looks at you and Lindsay, and goes, "No," and turns right back around.
Man covered in vomit. That they're just. You could smell the dude before she rounded that corner.
She
I feel like
sees-
this might not be actually the craziest thing that she's
No, it is
seen.
not. But she very quickly is like, nah, not this. Go right around.
Amazing.
And then you can go and tie him up.
I make a mental note to give her a raise.
For a bonus.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd like to tie him to a chair in the guest shower, change. And then I would like to just blast the cold water like full power at him to wake him up.
Yeah, Dick, you wake right up with the blast of cold water.
Whew.
Can I just have Lindsay like squirt some soap on him, like fully clothed, just like douse him in soap?
Yeah, she's spraying soap all over you.
Cold, cold, cold. Okay, all right. And now we're oiling me up for what? I can't see. I got soap in my eye.
No, you're getting clean for the first time in probably years.
I don't need to be cleaned. Clean already.
Well, you're doing filthy things like trying to break into my fucking office after I've housed you 2 nights in a row, actually.
Oh, I was looking for cleaning supplies.
Of
Covered in
course.
vomit.
After helping yourself to a drink at the bar.
I didn't have my drink. Apparently, I fell asleep right then and there.
Hmm.
I'm guessing.
So,
Liar! And he squeezes the soap harder at you.
can I just like hand her the shower head, like the attachable one, so she can just like spray his face?
Yeah, she is spraying like point blank in your face.
Eyes are just fucked. I'm not gonna see for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So why were you trying to break in?
Break in, I was already in.
To the office.
Curious on you.
If you have questions, you can just ask.
I know a liar when I hear one. I can't see you right now.
Okay, Lindsay, relax. Relax.
Sorry, ma'am.
If they
She's
were
still
bloodshot
gripping.
before, they are just bright red.
But clean.
Yeah, just all of that is just gone. It's abrasive.
Listen, I don't exactly think you're the most trustworthy person either, so I don't think that you should be throwing stones.
What do you mean? You know everything about me. I got nothing on you. You have my daughter working in your facility, and for some godforsaken reason our paths have crossed. You also know or have heavy interest in my ex-wife for some fucking reason. So yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of curiosity about you and try to see what the fuck's going on, but obviously not succeed.
To be fair, I didn't know that Olivia was your daughter before yesterday. And you, quite frankly, are not very good at hiding secrets yourself. You're very easy to read.
Well, I welcome you to my home. So everything's kind of open out on the table, but
And
it's
I
never
welcome
gonna
you
be
to
open.
mine.
No, don't lie like that. Stop.
You're in my home.
You left me there. You probably forgot I was there.
You're actively in my home right now.
I can't fucking see for shit. I'm. We could be in an alley.
And Dick, you can see in like the area directly around you, you are tied to a chair, sitting in a very, very nice shower. Like it has like the separate nozzle that Lindsay is blasting you with, but you do see like above you, there's also like a waterfall setting.
The fuck?
There is actually like not even a shower curtain, but a glass door. Crazy
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
You've needed one of these desperately. And since Archie wasn't going to give it to you, I figured this was as good a punishment as any for trying to break in.
This is quite the punishment.
And if you are curious why I was interested in your ex-wife, it's because I happen to know her.
Great. How do you know her?
She seems to be my ex-fiance's new love interest. Are they married?
Yes.
Yeah. Wait. So my wife was fucking your boyfriend?
Yes, I think so.
Lindsay is now like nervously holding the shower.
More
She's
soap,
still
Lindsay.
spraying
More
it.
soap.
She's like not as like aggressively, sort of like tossing it on you now, Dick. She's like, I'll get your legs. She turns up on your legs.
Well, fuck. You had no idea about Olivia.
No idea. I didn't know until last night when she told me that you were her father.
I want to do insight.
Go ahead.
The 13. I'm bad at these.
She's not lying.
You do understand how you have a lot of control over something, or at least the only thing the last thing that I care about at this point in my life. Not that you control her, but you have a lot of access to her. So you see my skepticism. No?
I'm not quite sure what you mean by access to her. She's one of my employees, sure.
Well, she's at your fucking brothel thing.
It's not a brothel.
Right. Whatever your establishment and how you want to perceive it or call it as, I imagine you're a part of some. And what you got? You've tattoos like actively on you, right? So it's, and we know at this point that you're part of a house, or that you were a house.
The dragon mark.
Yeah, with a dragon mark. We could see a dragon mark on her.
Lily, yours is visible, right?
I mean, we can't
Or
really
yours?
know where they are, right?
You can. I let you and John pick where you want them to be.
I was guessing that they were both visible, and then if John's is visible, calling them cousin. I would assume we
Yeah,
all know.
I don't think that Lily makes hers visible because she just tries to stay like subtle usually.
Yeah, it's less of like they don't often move and you don't choose actively every day where they are. I was more of like for you guys, for your characters, picking where on your body yours is.
Yeah.
I think John's is on his boobs. That's what he said.
Fucking course it is.
Yeah.
69 across the face. It's obvious that you have money, and usually money in this city means you're dangerous to some capacity because you have the money. You had to be dangerous to keep the money. So you probably have enemies somewhere. You have questions that you want to get answered or whatever. That's why you stuck around with me. I mean, you're dangerous. You're inherently dangerous for her to be around or be associated with.
And you're not?
I'm a lowlife. Nobody knows about me anymore. Nobody cares about me anymore. I've thrown myself out of the corpse. My name on her means nothing.
But clearly someone knows who you are and cares about you because they sent you to find all of us.
It's because I'm good at what I do.
So clearly you also have enemies. You used to be in the force.
They think I'm gone.
Not after today in those headlines.
I wasn't looking to do that. That wasn't me that did that.
Me either, but you're there.
I imagine your enemies are a lot scarier than mine. I have an idea.
I
I don't
know
have
who
an
your
idea on
enemies are.
you. So then let me know what your enemies are, so then I don't have to be scared no more. I don't have to second guess things. Or are we gonna lie?
I won't lie, but I just won't tell you.
Well, then I
It's
wish
more
I broke into
dangerous
that office.
if you know. It's more dangerous if you know than if you don't. And again, yes, Olivia's one of my employees. I don't want any of my employees to come to harm, and the people who work in my bar are not at risk.
Really?
Believe me, they are not.
So then,
But
who are
at
your
least-
loved? Who are the people that you love and you care for? The people you work with, right?
No.
Insight check.
Alice, that's up to you what he has to be.
22.
You don't have to announce whether also you're doing persuasion or deception. Whatever it is, Lindsay will give you the help action.
Math. I got a 24.
Do I think you not care about them, or do I think you do care about them?
I don't love my employees like that. I don't consider them family, at least.
So you don't have a loved one or a loved one left to you. For my loved one, my ex-loved one.
Your ex-loved one took my ex-loved one, so... Which, love is kind of a strong word there anyway. It's mostly a business deal.
Oh, I'm sorry. Weren't you gonna get married?
Yes, I said he was my ex-fiance.
Right.
The papers, that's nothing new.
I'm not I don't read the papers for gossip. I read the papers to see what's actually going on and what actually matters in the city. Can you untie me?
Do you promise not to go snooping around my office again?
Can't leave me alone in there. Can't say I won't. And obviously I wasn't alone.
Lindsay sort of accidentally pokes your leg, and she's facing you. Oh, sorry.
If I get like that again, send me on a cab, let me go home.
Mr. Brown, I was trying to protect my pocket, not... I'm going to be honest there. After the stunt you pulled last night, I was not about to have it again.
I told you all, let me go home. At least I think I did.
I think you blacked out before you could.
Alright.
said-
This is somewhat sober. Just let me go home when I'm like that. I get home. Just let me go.
All right.
It's not my first rodeo doing all of that.
I'm sure it's not. Well, Mr. Brown, I will tell you, since we're part of this agreement for now, I will tell you what you need to know when you need to know it. All right, I promise nothing will happen to Olivia. I'll make sure of it. And I apologize if I made you uncomfortable when I saw the picture of your ex-wife. Lindsay, you can turn the water warmer.
Do I have to?
Yes.
She flips the handle. And she flips it all the way to the hot end.
No.
I
Lindsay,
think Dick will just walk out of the shower and like grab something.
you
and just
weren't
start-
untied.
Oh, what?
She hasn't untied you yet.
Fucking. Alright, whatever.
After like a
Moves
minute of like
inappropriate.
finishing rinsing off soap with warmer water, then I'll like untie him and let him out.
Get out, get myself off.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Where's
your shoes are sopping wet. Your shoes are soaked through. Your
I'll take
coat's
my
soaked
shoes
through.
off and just like bare toes. And I'll put my shoes in my bag. All right. Where's everyone else at?
They went home. 5 in the morning, Mr. Brown.
Where's the closest diner?
Down the street to your left.
Oh, is it one of those fancy ones?
By your standards, yes.
Where's my bike? I want to go to an actual diner.
And I'll see him out through the front of the gallery.
Yeah. You see him out, Dick. You can get to your bike and set off to where you need to go. And after he leaves, Maddie is going to saunter up and go, "What the fuck was that about?"
A very, very sad little man.
You need to stop bringing those types around here.
Oh, I didn't bring him here. He just showed up. Maddie.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
I make a mental note to not give her that bonus that I was going to give her. Just go back upstairs.
So we'll then move to Archibald. You have made your way back toward your nice apartment building. You are approaching the door to your building when you smell what smells like cigar smoke. And then,
Is it my cigars?
no, not the Tower cigars.
Is it Dask cigars?
No,
Do I like the smell?
it's a smell you grew up with.
Okay.
And you hear, Archie. So, I hear you're in the business of curing diseases now. As another halfling sort of cuts you off as you're going into the door, as your childhood bully and now adult friend, Lorenzo Borimer, a halfling about your age, a mop of like scruffy dark hair. He's in like a tweed suit with like that sort of like almost newsboy Peaky Blinders cap on with a cigar in his mouth. Since when were you a fucking doctor?
Oh, hello, Lorenzo. I see cigars are on sale again.
Oh, they are. Not as fancy as your establishment, but gets the job done.
Well, there'd be no point in trying to beat ours.
Mm.
But,
So,
well, can't blame someone for contributing to their community. As you well know, charity is one of the cornerstones of the Tower's establishment.
are you gonna give me this fucking spiel again?
Well, I would never tell a lie. And if that's the truth, then I'll tell it.
Oh, I know you will. You gonna invite your friend in for a drink, or are we just gonna sit out here in the cold?
Come in.
And he will walk in ahead of you. And you two make your way into your apartment, and he immediately goes to your liquor cabinet and starts pouring himself a drink.
Ah, that's my favorite.
Oh, I know. He pours one glass of it. So, you were just out doing charity work in Grey Flood.
Well, that's where all the action is.
Mm. Now, I know you got your little stocked up answer for the tablet, but I have never known you, Archibald Montgomery, to give a shit about doing charity.
Well, Lorenzo, maybe the church finally got to me.
Oh, you're a godly man now.
Well, I wouldn't
You
go too
flamed,
far. I still work
flamed
at a
up?
hotel.
Mm. Well, Pops was real happy with that talk you gave to the reporters outside.
Any opportunity we can get to remind people who their real enemies are in this town.
Mm. And who their real friends are, too.
Exactly.
We've been trying to get a leg up on these desk fucks for way too long, and honestly, you gave us such an easy layup there.
Let me tell you, this Mikhail individual,
He's a piece of shit.
as worse as they come.
Mm.
Do you know he kept all of his important documents in a bank?
You fucking idiot. Only at the hold him to do that.
How rural of him.
Ugh. I'm fucking broke. But I also heard something else really interesting.
Oh,
Something about you.
me? Interesting.
Yeah,
I'm
I
flattered.
heard you've been frequenting an establishment past couple days,
Oh,
having some steak dinners.
and I've had better.
Oh, I know. So what were you doing in the gilded cage?
Well, like I said, part of my new charity work.
Mm, Pops he's been really interested in that establishment, the business, how they work, and about their patroness.
Oh,
Do you know
yes,
anything about her?
I've had the pleasure of seeing her, but
Mm.
I don't know too much.
Do you now? You don't know anything about it?
Well, besides that, she can be a real tough cookie.
Mm. Yeah, I've heard the stories. I've also heard some other stories that she's not fully there.
Oh,
At least
I
not
didn't
since
get
that
that far
fiance
down
left
yet.
her.
Oh,
Do you know that?
oh, me and gossip? Of course I do.
Mm.
I do read the paper every day.
Now, you did our family, our Pops, a real good favor getting good graces out there. And we'd like you, with this frequenting of the Gilded Cage, we'd like you to keep going there.
And what would you like me to figure out?
Talk to people. Get to know the employees, how they work, their schedules, what they make, where they go. What Miss Deeper and I does.
Hmm.
Keep giving it out to us. Pops is very, very interested in that district of the city.
I'm sure they'd love to consider a partnership.
Yeah, partnership, that's exactly it.
Just like I'm working in charity.
Exactly. And I think you should keep that charity work up. I think she needs a lot of it.
Hmm. How's the whiskey?
Oh, it's delicious. But I know from you, it's always going to be the best.
Well, I wouldn't waste space in my cabinet.
Exactly. Now, if you can keep nice, steady stream of charity work into the cage and information out of the cage, then I think the Towers is going to get everything they could ever want.
Well, who doesn't love being a good employee?
Ah, see, that's the Archie I like. The best worker we got.
Well, Lorenzo, am I the only reason you've come to stop over tonight, or you have other business in this district?
Well, you know I cleared my schedule just for you.
Really?
Mm-hmm. For
Insane.
my oldest friend. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for you. And he sort of punches you in the arm.
So I rolled it in that one, but then I re-rolled, and it was a
Uh-huh.
nat 20 on insight right after that.
Yeah. So what are you
For
looking
insight.
for out of Lorenzo?
I want to see how genuine he is about like saying that he likes me and that I'm his like friend, or if he's just like, you know what I mean, like, or if he's like still kind of pushing me around, you know, like if he's like still kind of more on the bully side or more on the
So do you just want to essentially read an accurate read on your relationship?
yeah. I want a vibe check on the relationship.
Yeah. So you grew up with the main Bormer family here in Sharn because of your family throwing into jail by the Bormers. They sort of took you in as like an orphan. And you've basically grown up with Lorenzo as a terrorizing older brother who relentlessly through your childhood bullied you.
Mm-hmm.
But as you became adults, he still bullies you, but actively goes out of his way to spend time with you, even when you don't want him there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think throughout a lot of your time with the Bormers, Lorenzo has been your biggest ally.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Do I
think
get the sense that it's more like because he actually cares about me or because I'm his pet?
what you read is there is both things.
Okay.
I think that sort of feeling from childhood of this is just my pet is still there, but I think from your interactions, you think he does like you.
Mm-hmm.
If he didn't like you, why would he play?
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
But he got his feet up on your coffee table. His shoes are not off. He is sipping on his second glass of whiskey.
Mm-hmm. Is he well dressed?
I'd say yeah, he is pretty well dressed.
Okay. Clean?
He's like mobster well dressed,
Okay.
like a tweed suit, that newsboy cap.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting dynamic.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to imagine that your dynamic with Lorenzo is the opposite of your work and of your work persona.
Okay. Interesting.
So come on, you gotta tell me, why did you give a shit about a rat plague? I need to know this.
Well, Lorenzo, I took it upon myself to have a little preemptive strike to make sure that our hotel didn't get affected by this
Mm.
plague. Because between you and me, Lorenzo, you see the condition that some of our staff come into work. Dirty.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they tend to do that.
Was only a matter of time if we didn't do something about it. And
we've been trying to strong arm those fucking Dragon Mark fucks into hiring of that equality. They only let us pick out half the fucking clientele, half the staff, and they want the rest.
Every time we hire a janitor, we have to fire 2 more.
Exactly. And who gives a shit about these stupid janitors? We got a fucking dime a dozen.
Such a waste of time.
I mean, so far it seems they've been keeping it clean, but that big one, takes up a lot of fucking space.
Well, he's one of our star employees.
Is he? I wouldn't have expected that.
Well, don't judge a book by its cover.
Mm.
He was Employee of the Month 2 months in a row.
2? Oh, fuck.
That's because we had to fire all the other janitors.
Lorenzo just like belly laughs at that.
And Lorenzo,
Mm-hmm.
since you've done me the honor of paying me a visit
Mm-hmm.
and have given me this much needed guidance and directive,
Yeah. That's what I'm here for.
I think I could ask a favor of you too, and you might be very interested in this.
Hmm. And what would that be?
I heard rumors around in these rat dens that some of our employees are considering a union.
Lorenzo puts the drink down. Everyone fucking what?
I think they might need a reminder about who they work for.
Hmm. Where should I start?
What was
The other janitor?
the other janitor? Yeah. Let
Oh
me see
my
if I can
god.
put his name down.
I have his name down somewhere.
It was Richard Brown.
Oh my god, I have his name.
I have you aid the front desk manager.
That's the front desk. Where is it? Oh, Bright Hop. That's his name. Bright Hop.
Okay. Write that down now.
No, but no.
Yes.
He did nothing wrong.
Make an example out of him.
I think that can be arranged.
Who's gonna clean the hotel when I'm not working now?
Who says you're ever not going to be working? Yes, I think that
Mhm.
it could be useful to our culture of family to remind them that they work only for us and not for each other.
I think that is a fucking splendid idea.
Excellent.
This is why we keep you fucking around, Archibald. You have the best ideas. We can take care of that little fucking no problem.
Excellent.
And you see Lorenzo is going to get up and pour you a drink.
Pour me a drink?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, he's such a nice guy.
Mm-hmm. And he's
Is it
going to
the
stick
same
his
whiskey
glass
that
out
he
to
had?
cheers you. Yeah, he's pouring you the same whiskey. And he'll
I'll
cheers your
him.
glass.
Mm-hmm.
So, where are they getting this union idea?
You know, I think that unfortunately, the employees at this other establishment here, the what's it called?
The Gilded Cage.
Yeah, the Gilded Cage. Listen to me, the Cage. I think the employees at the Gilded Cage are encouraged to engage in this kind of behavior.
Yeah, that won't fucking fly.
Imagine how much farther they could go if they didn't waste so much time on this.
Thank you for that piece of information. We will keep that. I'll make sure Pops knows.
Mm-hmm.
You should bring coffees to the Gilded Cage next time you're there. There's a nice coffee shop. Yeah, there's a nice coffee shop we set up right on the way.
Oh, yeah.
I think that'd be a lovely gesture. Lovely gesture. Get everybody some coffee. Coffee with a side of Talon cigar.
Oh, that's how I start my morning.
Mm-hmm. I think that'd be a good gesture.
Start my morning with that. and read the front page of the Borimer Chronicler.
Mm-hmm. Lovely people that work there.
Yes. Well, I hope this meeting was. I hope this drop-in was as enlightening for you as it was for me.
Oh, it was, Archie, as it always is when we talk. We need to do this more.
Yes, I agree.
You
I'll
gotta
have
come
my
by the
people reach
house.
out with your people.
You gotta
Oh.
come by the house again soon.
Oh yes.
It's been a bit since you and Pops have really talked. I think after all this, he's gonna want to talk to you.
I would love to sit down and pick his brain.
And Marlena misses you. She misses you a lot. She talks about you a lot.
Oh, only good things, I assume.
Oh, it's always good things, Archie. I don't think she has. You know, it's,
23.
he's definitely playing it up. He's not like outright lying, but you can tell he's exaggerating.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't think she ever got over that little kid crush she had back in the day.
Oh. Well, maybe I haven't gotten over it either.
Is that a deception check?
No, he says it as a joke.
Oh yeah, then he just laughs. Again, it hits you on the arm. But really, Pops will want to see you after all this. I've been putting in good words.
Let me know when, and I'll be there.
Oh, I will. Can I take this to go? And he points at your glass that he has in his hand.
Of course.
Excellent. And he's gonna get up and hug you, without any acceptance from you. He just fully grabs you, squeezes you, and then kisses your cheek as he grabs like the back of your head. Like, always good to see you, Archie.
Quite. And then he kisses his cheek too, like the 3 times, like the.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He does not reciprocate that. He'll take your full like drinking glass and exit your apartment.
You see, Archibald stands there with his arms crossed for a second, like mulling over the encounter, like maybe like stroking his beard.
Mm-hmm.
And now, since Archibald, let me see. Now, when Archibald sometimes has encounters with like the Watch, is this like someone who he can regularly get in touch with, or is it like an occasional encounter? You know, like is it like a rare thing to run in touch with these people, or could he like contact these people? Does he like know who they are?
With like the Watch?
Yeah, like if he was gonna like pass any information along.
I think because of how closely associated to the Boromers you are, a lot of your interactions with the Watch are very limited and done like with utmost planning, care, and secrecy.
Do I know identities of anyone, or is it like anonymous?
I think a lot of what you do is anonymous, but I'd imagine over time you probably piece together a couple identities.
Okay.
And If you want to send information, I will tell you. You recently you have had limited contact due to a lot of your informants leaving the watch.
Okay.
But you still have methods of communication.
Okay. Sounds good. He'll mull that over as well. And then, is there any newspapers with any interesting headlines that have been delivered since he has been away?
For the day that he was away, I don't think currently there's any. I think for Archibald, I think you're probably waiting for the next morning's paper to come. That's the one you're curious to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
But now, with everybody off to bed, you can all get a long rest.
Yay.
Did you bump Aldrin up to level 4?
No.
You should do that.
Okay.
So you got a promotion. Yay.
Yeah, you got a
Not a
promotion.
promotion.
You got a promotion. And we're going to enter into a couple days of downtime before your dinner with the DeFarlands. In the following morning, following all of your sort of over your quest last night, during the day, yesterday, you all receive a note slipped under your doors with the TF of the trusted friend written across it. For Dick, who Doug is not here, Dick simply receives a location to a stack of money since he took the money. But for the rest of you, you receive a very well calligraphied note. Just a lot of praise, empty praise of, oh, good job on doing this task, blah, blah, blah. And in it, it says, now, for those of you who... No. For those of you who chose information, please ask a single question and burn it in the fire. And you'll receive your answer in due time. And for you four, you can shoot me a text with what you want to ask.
Should we send that now, or should we like?
Does she love me?
You can do it whenever you want. I'm not going to cover it right now.
I gotta think of something.
Yeah. So you all, whenever you think of something, you can send it to me. And then you all can start thinking about what your characters would do with a couple days of downtime after the events that they went through. Because for the moment, I'm going to need Lily. Lily, you trance, correct? I think we established that Lily trances for her sleep.
I believe so.
Yes. So about midway through your trance, you typically, like with trances, it isn't really sleep, it's sort of like basically a state of like nothingness. You are sitting in your trance as you usually do. And you begin to feel weird. Like something is not right. Something is off. And I want you to roll an Arcana check for me.
Shockingly, I'm not good at these. 12.
So 12, you're sitting there you feel like something is happening, something isn't right, and as you're sitting there trying to piece together what's wrong, you feel yourself drop as you are pulled in your mind somewhere else, and you feel as though you're falling. And as this feeling initially comes over you, you can't open your eyes. There's nothing out in front of you to see, but then all of a sudden you feel as though you are falling from the sky down towards what looks like a jungle, just a plain of lush, high trees. You fall closer and closer until you hit the ground. And you pop up in this tropical jungle. And what would you like to do?
Wake up? Is that an option?
No.
Okay.
I think you're sitting there being like, wait, trying to like hit pit, and nothing is happening. You're in the middle of this jungle.
If I try to like touch plants, are they real?
So you walk up to a tree and you put your hand out and it feels real. You feel a sort of smooth bark underneath your fingers. It feels very real.
Okay, Lily's gonna try to stealth.
So roll a stealth check.
That's 17.
Okay. And then with the stealth, are you trying to move through the trees?
Probably just trying to find like evidence of just people, maybe.
Okay. So give me a survival check as well.
4.
So you have sort of stealthed yourself. You're moving sort of in the shadows of these trees. You're desperately trying to like find signs of civilization. And after a few moments, you feel as though I just walked past that tree. I just walked past that tree, and I think there's sort of a moment of hot panic. And as you are sort of looking around, you catch eyes across the clearing. Two pairs of yellow eyes, each one as big as your head, into the darkness across from you. And you hear in a very low, smooth voice, I have called you here, child. Child of the dragons.
What the fuck?
Lily D. Renai. Please step forward. I can't see you from here.
Gonna step forward.
Lily. And you see those yellow eyes, the face looks forward. It's this basically large snake-like body with two giant angel wings growing off of its back. I can find a picture of this creature for you. I hope I spelled that right. Oh, that's right.
Not the city. Lily would like to go back to the city, please.
Yeah, this is not the city.
Like her high heels are just like sinking into the dirt as she
Mm-hmm.
walks.
Oh, fully. Oh, they fully are. Let me send. Ooh. That thing.
Oh, what the fuck?
You see this sort of large, sort of snake-like creature with these big wings come out of the shadows. And it says again, Lily D'Ethernai, you have been chosen. Please step forward.
I think she's just gonna kind of like slowly inch around a tree to just kind of become visible, but not like leave the tree line.
And very quickly you see its whole body turns towards where you stepped out. And it will say, do you have any idea why you're here?
No. Giant snake thing.
And it will just sort of stare and say, the world that you live in is on the verge of collapse. Are you not aware? And it sort of tilts its head.
Fuck are you talking about?
Its eyes sort of squint and it slithers forward to you. So it is now only about a few feet away from your face.
Lily's like pressed up against the tree, like just trying to like slowly inch away again.
And it says, you mortals have no idea of the things and forces going on in your own world, and we have never been able to process it. And it tilts its head again and goes, but your father understood.
My father.
Hmm?
What about my father?
You're not aware of him, what he does. What you
No.
are. Again, you mortals so uninformed. We are angels. You yourself are. Our blood is in you.
I think you have the right person.
Oh, we do have the right person. Lily D'Ethernai. You are someone meant to do great things for this world. And we can help you. Just as we help your father.
Yes, what about my father?
Do you have no idea what you are, child?
No, you keep saying these vague things, and I would really just appreciate a forward answer.
You are blood of celestial kind. And celestials are bound to fates. And you are being called to yours.
I think Dick spiked something in my drink.
The snake, roll an insight check.
Lily refuses to believe that this is actually an interaction she's having. 13.
13, the snake is not doesn't have a very expressive face, but you can feel it growing frustrated. And it says, there are forces at work in your mortal world that is throwing everything out of line, and you need to wake up can see it. Your city is on the precipice of change. And you can have influence over that. With our help, of course.
Listen, I don't know who we is, but I don't get involved with things. Especially on some kind of scale like that. I think you'd rather talk to my aunt.
We don't want her. We want to talk to you.
What does father have to do with you?
He has everything to do with us. He has been working with us for years.
And we are...
We are Quato. Angels. It will move its head even closer to you and go, do you want a history lesson?
I feel like that would be a little bit helpful, but I don't feel like you're going to give it to me.
And it's just sort of like these giant beady snake eyes are now truly like inches from your own face.
I think Lily's also getting frustrated, just being like, dude, what the fuck is this?
Little
Like-
snake. Little snake goes with its tongue.
Like, dude, I was trying to fucking sleep. What the fuck?
You mortals can teach yourselves history. What we are offering you now is the capability to control the fates of this city you call home that you mortals cherish.
If I say yes, can I just go back to sleep afterwards?
It will look deep in your eye and go, yes, that is acceptable.
That's fine then. Just do. I don't care.
And the snake will back up a little bit and again just sort of turn its head at you and go, you are frustrating.
You're not very helpful yourself.
Most mortals like to hear a speech, but you do not.
Time is money, darling.
And once again, the snake, from your insight check, no expressions on its face, but you can tell it is baffled by you. And it will just say, if a snake could sigh, it sighs, and it says, hold out your arm. And it, with an inhuman speed, latches itself with its fangs deep into your arm, and you are thrown back into your mortal body, sitting where you were trancing.
Like, lift her eye mask. Just, like, look around for Lindsay.
Make a perception check.
18.
You don't see her at first, and then you like turn one way and then back, and she is like 5 feet from you. What does it mean?
Could you do me a favor and
Mm-hmm.
try? Can you go down to the library?
Mm-hmm.
Library and see what you can find on giant flying talking snakes.
Lindsay will look at you and go, if you don't mind me asking, ma'am, what?
You heard me.
Okay, yes, okay. Mm-hmm. I can do that.
Thank
I'll be
you.
back.
And then she'll just like lower her mask again and keep trancing.
And as you're trancing, you can feel like stinging in 2 points of your arm.
Is there a mark there?
No.
Okay.
And your dragon mark you can feel it. It's like burning a little bit.
Don't love that. Okay.
And it's getting a little hot to the touch a little bit.
Stole the Oreos.
Wow, how could he?
She was keeping them all to herself. It's not fair.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Okay. And then does Lily like know what her dad used to do? I know he
So
had this, but
yeah, he had an office in your family home that you no longer have access to.
right, I
Um,
forgot.
mhm.
Mm.
From what you remember of your life, your father never had a formal job.
Yeah, he was like a trophy husband, right?
Yeah, basically. Like when you were a kid, you just thought your dad like just like stayed home with you, took care of you, and as you got older, you're like, oh, he was a trophy husband. That's what he was. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You to this day truly you could not tell somebody what your father did.
Okay, I'll
You
make a
are like
note to maybe mention
you're
it next time he writes.
you are like 250 years old and you could not tell somebody what your father did.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's how you wake up in the morning before you find your note. But the rest of you, over the course of 2 to 3 days, what do you think you would be trying to accomplish or do? And I'll start with
Amongst
Aldrin.
all the guild. As I'm working, I'm gonna not mention it on company property because I learned it's not the right thing to do. You do it when you're off company property,
Yeah.
like when you're at lunch, and then be like, we're getting underpaid, we're getting abused. Like there's this guy who works in a shitty area with us, and he's getting benefits, he's getting paid vacation, he gets sick time at a reasonable rate.
A reasonable rate.
Exactly. The expectations are not to like kill yourself to work. It's like get it done safely.
Safely. We don't have any safety measures.
No, we don't. Remember the last time we cleaned the windows outside? We were just like using
You
some.
held rope.
Yeah,
You held rope and I dangled.
exactly.
And that was before you had all your magic.
Yeah, I can't fly, but
I think you're just not trying hard enough. But that's beside the question.
I don't see you
I think
trying.
I think this guilt shit. I think this is what we gotta do.
Exactly. Don't mention it to anyone on the property because that's how they get you.
And in your talking, I assume you're probably gonna try talking to other employees outside of.
Yeah, I'm assuming like the breakfast spot that I go to that's like pretty close to work. Like I know I
Yeah.
go with a couple people I work with, so
Yeah, you go to the breakfast spot. You have one by your home as well. But this one, I want you to roll a persuasion check for me. And after the initial conversation, Bright Hop can give you advantage
ooh, okay.
on your persuasion check.
I got a 19 on the first one. Yeah, 19.
Okay. So you are doing honestly a pretty good job. You're getting a lot of people to come around to this conversation and like you're spreading the word very quickly. On sort of the last day before the day of the party, you and Bright Hop are going off to lunch. And as you guys are walking towards the diner, you sort of trail a little bit ahead of Bright Hop and you turn around and see that some about three to four halflings have come up and have started beating the shit out of Bright Hop.
Oh my god. I think I would fucking attack. I would shoot magic missiles at them.
It's the Union Busters. Oh God.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have pulled Bright Hop into an alley. They are roughing him up. You shoot off your magic missiles,
yep.
and very quickly these guys disperse. That a display of magic has been tossed at them. Not what they initially were bargained for. You shoot off these magic missiles. A couple of them are smacked with them, and they start making their run very quickly away. And you run over to Bright Hop, who is like bleeding out of his nose, bruises on his face. And he'll look up and be like, "Holy shit!
Are you okay, buddy? Sorry, none of my magic can heal you, but this fucking Union stuff's getting dangerous. They don't want us to do this.
I think I was a little loose lipped.
I love this so
There you go.
much.
I think I was a little loose lipped, man."
Don't worry, I'm not gonna leave your side. Next time, you walk in front.
Make an insight check. One on Bright Hop on the situation.
Okay. Don't worry, I'm really bad. I got 14. Oh no.
I think of the 14, there's not a lot of like in-depth thought, I think, about the situation aside from Bright Hop is injured, but with a 14, you definitely picked out that it was all halflings that beat Bright Hop up.
Yeah,
It was all halflings.
because Bright Hop's like a very chill dude. Like, he doesn't have enemies. He's kind of, can't imagine. And then we just started talking about this.
Yeah, I think also with that insight, I don't know what Aldrin wants to take away from this, but I think there's a moment of, oh fuck, that's a lot more serious than I thought.
Yeah.
Aldrin can take away whatever he likes from this situation.
That was halflings. My boss, he wasn't very happy about this.
But you can, to help patch Bright Hop up, you can bring him off towards because your home district is not that far from where you work. You can bring him off to that diner a little bit further from this area of the city.
Sounds good.
And as you bring him into this diner, this is your local diner. You know a lot of the people here in your district. And you know the two owners of the diner. It's Graf and Sarifa. They're a sort of middle-aged husband and wife. They're both humans, and they've been running the Bluebird Inn, which is your local diner here, for many years. And you are on very close relations with them. They know your order like the back of their hands. It's already prepared when you come in the morning. And you pull up with Bright Hop, and immediately Sarifa, the wife, she's sort of about in her 50s, sort of like brunette hair, and she comes up to you, she's like, "Oh, what happened, Aldrin? What happened?"
These three guys just jumped him and started beating him up.
"Oh, what is the city coming to? Come here, please sit him down." And she'll shout, "Graf, get some ice!" And another person, they're one of the main waitresses, their daughter, Mina, and she shouts to Mina, "Mina, go get Father Miguelin. Go get Father Miguelin." And you see their young daughter, who's about a little younger than you, sort of runs out of the diner, and after a couple minutes, this sort of very wrinkled older elven priest sort of walks in, and he'll go, "Oh, Aldrin, oh, may the light bless you. What happened?"
We were just walking down the road, and these three halflings just started beating him up. We pulled him into an alley.
Oh, this is horrible. Oh, the darkness has been invading our city. This is horrendous. Please give me the poor boy. And he'll sort of slowly make his way over to Bright Hop, and he begins with this sort of radiant light on his hands, sort of mending Bright Hop's wounds as he's casting Cure Wounds on him.
Thank God. I'm
You
glad
know,
someone didn't patch him up.
Aldrin, I don't mean to make any presumptions about your line of work, but if I may speak frankly, members of my church have been saying there is a darkness in those towers.
Yeah, now that you look at it from the outside, so it does kind of make sense.
And for reference, the priest here, the Father Miguelin, he is a sort of the priest of your district for the Church of the Silver Flame. So the same church your sister works for.
Oh, okay.
Your sister is the high priestess up in the city. He's like in a smaller little branch.
Yeah. Sure.
It's like you need to protect yourself, young man, when you're there.
Don't worry, I can take care of myself, and I will take care of everyone that's around me. Just
Good.
Hmm.
Your sister has been wishing to speak with you. She even came out all the way here to my little branch of the church to speak with me personally.
oh, what did she say?
Oh, nothing but kind things about what we've been doing here. And just how she misses you and was so happy to see you.
Well, hopefully, maybe in the next coming weeks, I will meet up with her.
And yes, until then, please, dear boy, keep yourself safe. These are dark times that we are living in.
Don't worry, I know how I can take care of myself, and I will.
And this old man sort of cuts like your face. He goes, "You are a shining light, Aldrin. Please always remember that."
Kind of a little uncomfortable. He's like, kind of grabs his hands, like slowly takes them off, and goes like, "Thank you."
He will continue on his way, and we'll go over to Tim. Tim, what is Brinley doing in the next couple days?
Well, I think the first day I would obviously go home and sleep, and then maybe go see if I can meet up with Olivia at her school, like surprise her at like lunchtime or something.
So you make your way up to the University District. The University District is actually only the district above where you work. And it is a very different environment from your main work area, where in like the sort of artsy, like lines of galleries and all this and that, it's a much more posh area where you work. And the university is bustling with life. The main university in the city is Moorgrave University. Everyone who's anyone goes to Moorgrave. It's one of the only colleges in the city, and it is fully any kind of like diverse life in the city is all centered out of Moorgrave. There's people of all kinds back and forth. There's kids, young college students on like a promenade shooting spells off in this sort of playing some kind of like game that you can't really fully comprehend as they're sort of shooting spells back in the air. There's groups racing sky cars as they fly past around the university. And you see coming out of one of the older buildings carrying a stack of books, sort of hair up in like a tight ponytail, sort of dressed. Whereas like at the Gilded Cage, the uniforms for the waitresses are very reminiscent of what Lily like sort of wears in her day to day. A sort of very like sparkly long cocktail dress, but now in her school attire, Olivia is like a button-up long sleeve shirt, like set of khakis, a little blazer on, and she's got glasses on. And she's come out. She goes, "Oh, Ridley, hey!" And she sort of runs over. "What are you doing here?"
I came to see you.
Oh, that's so sweet. What did you want to do? I have like 30 minutes before I have to go to my next class.
Do you want to just go grab a cup of coffee?
But yeah, that'd be great. That would be really great. And she'll sort of grab your arm and sort of walk with you.
This place is amazing.
Yeah, Morgrave is really nice. It's really nice. I like it here a lot.
Other than studying, what do you like to do when you're here?
Well, there's this sort of like club for the divination wizards. It's some of the people are a little flighty. A lot of people who sort of intentionally study divination are like they're not all there all the time, but they're nice people, and it's a nice club. I learn a lot, and then I've also been getting really into sort of the components,
Some poets,
the components.
components.
Yeah,
I
I've
love
been
the
sort
art.
of like,
That should
yeah,
be
it's
a
not
fail
really.
on a charisma check right there. He should not. She should be less attracted to him. He didn't understand that.
Shouldn't Edgar Allan Poe?
She'll say it's not like art. I'm down in like our archived storage, helping our old archivist sort of keep all of our components stocked. So it's it's not really art, but I know it's a lot of spellcraft. So
Do you get paid to do that, or are you just volunteering?
all volunteering. There's
What
a
are you
lot of
hoping to do
Hmm?
once you graduate?
That's a good question. I don't really know. There's work for divination wizards. I could give people prophecies, read some bones for people. A lot of people want to know like what their children are gonna be like. I guess I could do that.
Could you give insight into like ancestry, like going
Yeah,
backwards instead of
I could.
forwards?
I could. Well, my stuff is usually more about going forwards, but I'm sure that's something I could do.
That'd be interesting. Can you tell me something about my future?
What do you want to know? I could try.
Who will it? Uh, who will it be with?
Roll a persuasion. Roll a charisma saving throw.
The saving throw.
Roll a charisma saving throw.
Oh no. 5.
Archibald will help him from really far away.
I already had guidance.
That was with guidance.
I rolled a 2.
Oh my god.
I am 18. Let's not forget that.
I think she's just gonna start laughing and be like, I don't know if I can get that specific stuff, but I could try to find something. Just here, give me your hands. She'll hold her hands out.
Yo, stop trying to
And
rizz up my daughter. Fucking stop.
What can I say, man? Good genes. At least the
And
white.
she's
I mean,
Okay, I'll shut up.
she's gonna close her eyes. Actually, let me figure. I have something for your 2 potentially. Real quick, let me roll something.
this could be me and the
What
bird.
what did you roll on guidance?
A 3.
You rolled a 3. Okay, your charisma save was an 18.
Oh. Okay.
She's a divination wizard.
I love that. I can't believe she just gave you one of her. Oh wow,
One of her portent rolls, yeah. I rolled an 11 and a 15.
she's rooting for you, dude.
But she squeezes your hands, and for a moment you feel, metaphorically you're probably feeling sparks, and for an actual like moment you literally feel them in your hands. And she opens her eyes, and it is just the whites of her eyes. And then for a second she closes them again. And roll an insight check.
18.
For this moment, she gave you one of her portent rolls to increase your riz there for a moment. She was really rooting, and as you were like, "Oh, try to see my future." For a second, her eyes come back, and she looks terrified. And then she looks up at you, and she says, "You're gonna have an adventure in this city, a really big adventure. You meet lots of great people."
Everything gonna be okay?
Yeah. Well, I didn't
Can I roll
see.
insight on her? Is she lying?
Yeah, you can roll insight.
23.
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
And she says, "Well, I don't see like I didn't see like a whole thing. I see like a bit. I see like images.
Wow.
And you
That is
see she has like
fascinating.
fully physically tensed, and she like starts to sip her coffee.
What did she order?
What did she order? I think she ordered this sort of like spiced latte, and it's like this. It's like an orcish spice, so more like a more exotic sort of blend latte.
It's like chai.
Yeah, basically it's like chai.
I'm with you. I got a black coffee.
Of course. And she drinks from her latte for a while. And then she's like, "Well, I gotta get to class, really.
Okay. Well, it was great seeing where you go to
It was
school. and
really good
seeing
seeing you. It was really good seeing you." And she'll give you a hug, and then she'll pick her books up. She goes, "I'll see you tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on shift." And then
I'll see
she'll
you there.
walk right out.
Okay.
What is your how are you dealing with that there at the coffee shop?
Well, I mean, I knew that I was already living a dangerous life, so like, got to be expected, I guess. But with that, it's like, oh, I'm going to be in danger. Maybe I need to go train. So I'll head over to the monastery.
Okay, so you are going to head over to your dojo. I forget what I called it. It's something Divine Dragon Dojo. That's what I called it. So you make your way over to your dojo. It is not in the same district you live in. It is sort of in the more like middle area above you. It's in the middle Dura. This dojo, as you sort of approach it, it's very unassuming. It's an older building, sort of this older brick building. There's like some plant life growing around it. There is a sort of dingy, like light illusiony animatronic of like a dragon in like a robe of a kind with the name Divine Dragon Dojo along the side of it. And as you walk in, you see what is the usual front facing of your monastery, which is like partly a gym and also partly like where like you take kids to do karate lessons. So you see a woman leading a class of a variety of different types of young children. The woman you recognize, this is Triss is her name. She is one of the members of your monastery. She is a tabaxi, a tiger themed tabaxi. And she is sort of leading basically a kid's class, doing like the very simple, like different little poses, the punches, the high kicks. And as you walk in through the front door, as she's teaching, now it's done. As she's teaching, she sort of looks over at you and she gives you a little wink as you walk in. And you know, in the dojo, your sort of your more monastery-esque group, you're in the back, not the front-facing portion of the business.
I'll nod my head as I kind of just try to stay inconspicuous as I walk past the class.
You make your way into the back. You go down a sort of flight of stairs and into another room, a doorway ahead of you. And you give a knock to the door and a little tune, and the door opens magically. And you walk into a more what you would expect for a monk monastery of training. A very intense gym. You see several different people wrapped up hands sparring in a ring. You see people walking through, running in this sort of track around. A bunch of various different people of different species, all training people you know who have been at this monastery since you got here. And you see standing at the end is an older turtle. It is this man sort of in this longer robe. He has his shell is like more withered, but it is this sort of like brownish color with more spikes going along the back of it. And while his face has gotten old as like a turtle does, his skin is white and he has patches of brown scales along his face and his neck. I don't know if you know what a leatherback sea turtle is, but that's sort of what I based him off of. And this is the master of your monastery, Master Karada. And he sees you from across the way holding his staff, and he says, "Oh, Winley, please come in. It's good to see you, young man."
I'll make my way over to him and bow
He gives,
as I get to him.
he gives you a bow right back. "Oh, it's been a few days, Winley."
A very busy few days.
"I have heard. I've heard of some interesting things happening in the city, Winley.
Yeah, you heard about the plague?
Yes, I heard that. A lovely young woman dealt with the plague, and that there was a young man with her with a mane of fiery red hair."
I feel like mine is more of a well, it's orange. More of a ray of sunshine.
Well, the papers never do capture anyone justice.
No, but I was coming here to ask you a few questions.
Of course. Would you like to come to my office? We can sit.
Yes.
and he'll take you into what is like technically his office, but just a little separate, like barely separated side room where it is truly just like two low pillows on the ground and a low table with a teapot on it. And he sort of sits himself down on one side and he leans down to the teapot and blows a little bit of fire out underneath it as he starts the water for tea.
Do I have any of the notes that we were given?
What
have
notes were you looking for?
From the guy that gave us the job.
You probably have the note that was left under your door this morning.
I'll show him that and kind of just explain. I just catch him just feeling like everything that's gone down.
You've had quite an eventful couple days, haven't you?
You could say that. Have you ever heard of any man fitting this description or a group that operates in this way?
Well, there are many groups that operate here in Sean. There is a group called the Trust, but I don't think that they would be so brazen like that. They value their secrecy. I fear I don't know that much about a trusted friend. From my experience, you cannot trust most in a city like Sean.
Just side note, in the monastery, is there like a belt system or anything? Like anything I need to be doing to advance?
I think for like, if you were somebody who was not like a monk of this order, and you were just somebody attending this gym, then yeah, there was probably a belt system. But for the actual section you're in of like being a monk of the Way of the Ascendant Dragon, it is less of like needing to move up and more of like
Masters.
you're all there. Yeah, you're all there to improve upon each other.
Okay. I think I'm going to continue to see this through.
It could be wise. Whoever this is, it seems that they have a great deal of information. And getting to the source of who has this information and who's giving it out would be very good.
Especially if there's someone trying to wipe out the city, at least of the poor folk.
Yes, it was very concerning, the idea of plague coming through. It is very good that you were there to stop it. I
I
heard,
wasn't there. There was a man with fiery red hair there, not me.
of course you were not, Rinley. Now, it seems that these Dask were quite involved in everything going on, at least from what you have now said.
That's what it seems like.
They have been a problem here in Sean for longer than you have been here, but they have gotten worse since. I fear the sort of time period we are in as a society is pushing them to act. You have not been alive that long, Mr. Redtail. But this world that we live in has been stuck in a cycle of violence for nearly 100 years. And now we're out of it, and I don't think people know how to act.
No, I feel like I've been surrounded by violence my entire life.
Yes. Sometimes violence is necessary. But it is when that violence is taken out of control and done only for the means of gaining power over others that the scales are tipped. And I think What you've done here in the Grey Flood is a very good first step to balancing those scales, Mr. Redtail. There's only so much change that you can do fighting thugs in the streets, but stopping a plague and freeing potential slaves, now that's something that can actually make change.
Else in the dojo is involved in anything like this?
Well, you know that Triss has her own affairs she cares for. She keeps several of the districts sort of protected from the gang activity, from the DAS mainly. But there have been some who are interested in other matters that I think could relate to you. You mentioned a disdain for certain powers, have you not, in the past?
Yes.
Certain houses here in the city have been allowed to operate without any supervision.
Seems like most of them are.
Most of them, yes. Most of them, yes, operate really without any supervision, but there are some houses that do less damage than others. I can think of two that could be quite beneficial for you to look into if you would like any advisement on that.
Yes, please.
So there is House Thrask. They're the house of, what the fuck are they the house of? I forget the name. I forget the actual phrase of it. I believe they're the mark of detection. There's this House Thrask. But they're the mark of finding. They have been allowed to operate as bounty hunters in this city. They're trying, with their new leadership, a young man named Derek, trying to make them into sort of PIs for hire. But he's doing a terrible job of it. And simply now their men are just being hired thugs. You've encountered them before. They do fight with the DAS, but they fight with citizens who get in their way. I could see them being quite an issue. And they have you, Rinley, have you told Master Karada about your troubles with your family back home?
Yeah, I think that I would, because I came as a kid, like
Yeah.
after the war, because I like wasn't cool with just accepting that we weren't allowed back. So I think when I came, like it wouldn't have just taken like a 13, 12-year-old
Yeah.
in without me
Yeah.
explaining my life.
Yeah. And he will then say, and from what you told me about what's gone on with your family, it seems there was more militaristic action from some of the houses towards your family. And often House Brask are the hired soldiers. So, if you would like any personal catharsis, dealing with them, they are a good one to look at. And the other one is House Gallinend. They are the House of Hospitality. They are.
How do you spell that?
It is G. It's. I don't even know if I pronounced it right. It is GHALLANDA.
Okay. Is there someone in our party with them?
Maybe they are one of the most unassuming houses. They own all the inns, all the taverns, all forms of residence around the world. But here in Sharn, they have one large area of operations, a place called the Tower. I think if you want to find anything on them, you'd find it there.
Funny enough,
And
I know
from-
one of the managers.
Do you now? So it seems you have an inn.
Nice pun.
Now, most do not assume anything of the House of Hospitality. Most don't think of them. You enter an inn, you don't think twice about who owns it. And during the war, while many dragon-marked houses were forced to take sides, they chose to remain neutral. They housed soldiers of all sides. And I believe, from what you've told me, they're also the ones who took over the sales of your family's ale. So I think those could be good avenues for you to invest your time in, Mr. Redtail. But I will warn you, making moves against dragon-marked houses is not for the faint of heart. They did not get into their positions of power by being peaceful entities. And even the most unassuming, those in hospitality and healing, are capable of protecting their own.
Understood.
So it is a dangerous road you will walk if this is what you wish to walk.
I do.
Well, our monastery will always be a support for you, Mr. Redtail, regardless of what journey you walk.
I thank you for your time, Master.
Of course, anytime. And he'll send you off with some tea. And you can
Great.
go set off on your training however you wish.
Yeah.
Now,
That's good. That's all.
who next? Dick, what are you doing?
You know, Dick's doing usual Dick-like
Mm-hmm.
things.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody else is kind of fucking around doing their own thing, right?
Yeah,
All right. My daughter wants nothing to do with me, right?
she has not tried to reach out to you.
I'm not gonna reach out. So I'm gonna go get the cash. And
Yes.
how much gold do I get?
Fuck. How much gold was it?
Obviously, it was
Wait.
2,000.
No, it was not.
Yeah, you're
Tim,
right. It was 5K.
Tim probably wrote it down, but he walked away. I
Okay,
didn't write it down.
so
actually.
I pick up the 5K.
You pick up the amount that I had pre-established that is most likely in the recording you posted on the YouTube channel.
I edited that part to say 5K.
I think it was something like 300 or 400 or something.
It was something like that.
5K. So is there anything that's like super pressing as far as like investigations going that I was like doing before I met with everybody?
I think beforehand you had pretty much covered all your you'd finished all your cases. You were waiting for the next big case, pretty much.
This was the big case that I just finished.
Yeah, that you just finished, and so I feel like Dick is probably now in the limbo of like, well, just the next big one.
Dick is gonna. Is there like an office that they have? Can we have
I'd
like
imagine-
a shitty little like right next to like the coffee shop or like something like that? There's like this, or like you walk into the coffee shop and then on like the like inside the coffee shop there's like a label or whatever that says like investigations blah blah blah, and then you walk into what appears to be like a janitor's closet and there's this little desk right there.
Oh,
And
110%.
cool.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. That sounds exactly what Dick would have.
Yeah, Dick is currently he'll walk in there, he'll say hi to the owner.
The owner
might-
does not acknowledge you.
Oh, good. He doesn't remember I have to pay him. All right. So I'm gonna quickly go into my office.
Thank you for reminding me.
No. So I'm gonna take a seat in my chair. I'm gonna look around, see if there's any like phone calls or anything like that. Anything super pressing, kidnapping.
Do you think you guys could afford a sending stone?
Well, we got paper and
You
pencils.
have letters.
We have letters.
Okay.
So, I'll go to the post office because we actually don't have a mailbox in this location.
Mhm.
Is there anything in the post office?
So, you at the post office, you do have one letter.
Oh, sick. Okay. I won't open it here. I'll open it back at my office.
So you
Bring it
get back
back.
to your office.
Open it up. What's it say?
You see on like the front of it, it is just written in script, Richard.
Oh, do I recognize his handwriting?
Yeah, this is Victor's handwriting.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, this is
So
appropriate. To open.
you open it to a letter from Victor, and he wishes you. He heard that you had handled a plague. He heard from your trusted friend that you had handled a plague and had snuffed out some rats down in the Grey Flood district.
Hmm.
And that he wanted to let you know that he's settled outside of the city, and that Sharn is incredible, but it can make you forget that there's a whole world out there ready to explore. And that it's been very, very good for him to clear his head away from the city. And that he is now getting ready for his meeting and wanted to leave you a little present. And inside the envelope, you see a set of keys and a card that has an address.
An address. Do I know the address?
No. Not one you've been to.
All right. I'll try to sneak by the coffee shop owner and try to go.
Check.
I think it's a 10.
A 10. Wow, I rolled an 11.
Wait. Maybe it's
I
more.
rolled an 11.
No. Yeah, it's a 10. It's a
10. As you are walking out of the coffee shop, I think it is hysterical if the coffee shop that Dick works out of the closet of is like a hipster coffee shop.
Oh yeah.
And you see like the young guy standing behind the counter goes, "Hey man, you skipped out on last month's rent and we can't keep waiting."
Oh, I'm getting a breakthrough right now. I actually just got this big case and I kind of like hold open the envelope. I'm going to go, promising a break payment at the end of this no matter what I find. So once I get that, I can pay you back. And how much do I owe you again?
You owe us 750 gold.
Yeah. The payout they were
And
saying
that's for
it's
last month.
Nah. So the payout is gonna be. They were saying at least 1,000. So I could get you for last month for sure. We're not done with this month yet, so I don't have to pay you yet. But I'll be
Dude,
on
rent
top
was
of
due
it.
last week.
Nah, it'll be Don't worry.
It was in
Man,
the contract you signed. Man, we need that closet, and we just can't keep having you here if you're not going to pay us.
I mean, you're overcharging me for a closet. You're charging me 750 gold pieces a month for a fucking closet. You wanna know my rent is? My rent's not even close to that. And I have a roommate.
Dick, roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
I fucking love this character. He's just so destructive with his life. What was that? A persuasion check?
Yes.
I have a -3 to this. So guidance isn't gonna do shit. I think that's a 5. Yeah, it's a 5.
Man, if you don't get us rent within the next week, we're gonna have all your shit out on the street.
All right. Yeah. I got you. I got you. I just left something in the office. I have to go grab something really quick. I'll go in the office and I'll grab I'll start shoving shit in my bag. So I'll grab like a coffee mug, like all personal crap. Not that I really have anything personal to begin with. But like pencils, like supply like things. I'll start shoving it in my bag, and then I'll walk out with a bag that's just a lot bigger than it was before. Go, all right. Hey, do you mind adding a coffee to that tab? I'll get you back, I promise.
No. Absolutely not. You
Come
owe us 2
on.
months of rent.
Come on. How much is a coffee?
You haven't paid for any other coffee you've gotten. On top of the rent you owe a lot of cups of coffee. And your friend kept putting them on your tab, too.
No, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. It was supposed to be on his tab. So that's on you. That's not. Yeah, I gotta go. I'll get you rent next week.
Man, I don't want to have to get people involved in this, but I will.
As Dick walks out, he'll look in the trash, look for like a half drinking coffee, pick it up, and walk out of the cafe.
Oh, and you thought he can't go any lower. He does.
Is it good? How cold is it?
No, it's lukewarm.
At least it's
There's
warm.
lipstick on like the lip of the cup.
He'll like smudge it a little bit with his thumb, and he'll rub it on his shirt, and then he'll drink it, and then go to this address.
Absolutely a dumpster fire of a person. Absolutely unhinged. So you make your way after getting like a map, navigating through the city. You make your way to a residential district in sort of the like middle, same sort of area of the city you're in. Is he good?
I'm sorry. I'm very amused right now. Sorry.
So it's an area of the city not that far from your own area, but it is in the nicer sections up above.
Oh, okay.
You make your way to an apartment building. And listed on sort of the wall where it has like the different listings, there a number on the address is for an apartment number that you see listed along.
I guess I'll go in. Well, first, I'll go to. Is there like a mailbox outside of this apartment building?
Yeah.
Do I have the keys to that mailbox and to that apartment building?
You don't have the keys to the mailbox, but you look like you have the keys to the apartment itself.
Does the mailbox look like it's overflowing? Does it look like somebody's been here? Like, has somebody checked the mail recently? Am I able to tell or not really?
You can make an investigation check.
It's above a 20. Yeah.
It's not like overflowing, but it doesn't look like somebody's been checking.
All right. Dick is gonna on his clock. He's gonna activate the one not the flamethrower, but more of the gun one,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna get going inside of here.
Okay. So you make your way up to the apartment number that's matching on your note from Victor.
Mhm.
You slide the keys into the door, and the apartment clicks open.
Peek my head in. Is there furniture?
Yeah, it looks like a furnished apartment. It's nothing fancy, but it looks like what you would imagine a standard one-bedroom apartment to look like. There's sort of a couch, a table, set out to eat meals, a small kitchen,
Do I
and a
recognize this
door off the
apartment?
front.
Have I been in here before? Now that like
You
I'm
haven't.
looking in it.
You haven't.
All right, I'll walk in and close the door behind me. Lock it. Is this Victor's apartment?
You can probably make that assumption.
All right. I'm good. Can I do like
Though,
investigate? Oh, sorry.
yeah, you can do an investigation, but I'll also say, though, Victor's made reference to where he lived, and he didn't make reference to here.
Yeah, I imagine Victor wouldn't live. He probably wouldn't live in squalor like me, but not.
Yeah,
He couldn't afford this, I don't think.
yeah, not that you thought.
Oh, okay. I got in that one. Um,
Oh,
I'm looking at the floor. That
you,
floor looks really pretty.
the floor is really pretty. The
I'm
tile work is very nice.
I'm scuffing it up as I walk.
You're tracing mud.
Mm.
Somehow you accumulated mud on your walk here,
I'll
and
take
you
off my
traced it
shoes.
onto the
My
carpet.
feet are actually worse.
Just hosed you down.
I think you have a moment of like taking your shoes off and being like, "How did I get in my shoes?" And then continuing off.
Oh yeah, I thought I was barefoot for what? Um, more importantly,
Uh-huh.
is there a liquor cabinet in here?
There is a liquor cabinet. Your nat one leads you right to the liquor cabinet.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a look. How expensive are these liquors?
Honestly, roll another investigation, John.
Okay. I feel like that's a valid question for him to
Mm-hmm.
go through. 14, I believe.
These are nice liquors.
Ah, ew.
These are nice.
Ew, ew, ew. Okay. Dick is gonna put him down. So I'm in like the living room area, kind of like walking around
Yeah,
in here. Is there a
yeah.
bedroom? Like a bedroom
There,
closed off to this living
there
room?
is a hall. There is a hall that looks like it leads back to a bedroom.
All right. I guess we go down the hall towards the bed. I'll have the
So
clock gun
mhm,
out, along with my other gun out as well.
you make your way down to the bedroom. Are you going to enter just right in?
I want to listen first. Is there somebody sleeping in there?
Make a perception check.
I didn't announce myself, but I'm not exactly quiet.
There was a lot of clinking with the liquor cabinet before.
Yeah. That's not bad. I don't think I'm that bad at. Yeah, I'm decent at perception. So that's a 24, right? Hold on, no, 22. Sorry.
It doesn't sound like there's somebody in there.
All right. Is it locked?
Nope.
Okay. Open it.
So you open the door to the bedroom, and there is a bit more sparse of a room than you saw the rest of the apartment furnished. There is a small bed in the corner and a small table next to it. But a main portion of what you see in this room is on three of the walls, there are three corkboards with twines of red string dangling next to them.
I don't
and
like
pictures corked off to each board.
that. What does each board have?
So make an
Pictures.
investigation check. You can do this with advantage.
Yeah, you got Dick's interest here.
That's great. It's great to hear, Doug. That's great to hear, Doug.
Oh God. Me 25.
So you're looking at 3 different boards. One board, you see a picture, you see several different people on this board. They all look to be halflings, and you're looking at a couple of them, and you see a couple newspaper cutouts of articles about the Boromir clan. On the second court board, you see this one's bigger. There's 12 different groupings of article cutouts and pictures. And you see articles about dragon mark houses. And you find 2 of the people you know, Catherine attached to one section, and Lily attached to the same section, but a big black line crossed in between them. And then on the third court board, you find each one of your group's pictures attached. And what you noticed is there's a lot of red twine around, but it hasn't been strung up to any of these boards. It looks like it's sitting there waiting to be used.
And there's nothing else in this room other than that bed.
Nope.
All right, I'm gonna
The
cast
stock
detect.
liquor cabinet.
Oh, that's a shit liquor cabinet. It had no shit beer. I'm gonna cast detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
Is this board magical?
You're not picking up anything magical.
Nothing else in this room magical.
You want to make an insight check for me.
$23.
You recall in Victor's letter, he said he left a gift for you. But he left
This is
the
him?
keys to this place.
Okay. But he read the letter the same time as me now, or did he was it already opened? Like, where
You
did
also
he?
don't know where if he immediately left.
No, I guess I don't.
But he said he left a gift for you with the keys to this place.
No, that was a mistake. I'm gonna grab the red line and start putting things together that I know go together. Did Victor put a line anywhere on Olivia and her employer, or no?
No, Victor, Olivia is
Is
up there, and she is tacked right by you.
she is up there? Okay.
She's right by you.
I think Dick is he's gonna put a line between him and Olivia, but then have that
Mm-hmm.
black slash as well.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these Boromers, the halfling,
Mm-hmm.
do they have like the same last name, or connect, or do they look reminiscent to the halfling in my party?
So they don't have the same last name as Archibald. Most of the Boromers, from what you understand, have the last name Boromir of like the family members.
Okay.
But roll me another investigation check.
This one's not
Very
as
specific.
good. This is a 16.
16. It's enough to see it as you're looking. You're looking at one of the newspaper cutouts, and this one looks old. It's dated from many, many years ago. Honestly, before your time, and it's stated about a shakeup in the mob, in the Mortimer clan, an arrest made of what did I name them? I cannot remember what I named these two. But an arrest was made of a man and a woman with the last name Montgomery.
Hmm. Hmm. All right. I'm gonna circle a red line and throw
Mm-hmm.
the Montgomery, and then red line to the Boromers, but then like put like
Mm-hmm.
a question or something. Not a
Mm-hmm.
black slash, but I don't know. There's something going on there. It'd be like a different color line. I don't know.
So, yeah.
And then
Draw question marks around it.
Rinley. I don't know much about Rinley actually. What does this
No,
board have other than the employer in connection to that? But there's got to be
it.
more on him, especially because he's trying to fuck my daughter, and I'm not about that.
I would say near Rinley, near the picture of Rinley, is an advertisement. And it's an advertisement. It's a little old, a little singed around the edges. And it is an advertisement for beer,
Beer?
for a beer called Red Tail Ale.
Red Tail Ale. Okay. Pin that up right there. Gotta look more into whatever this was. Red Tail. He's got red
Ale.
hair. Do I know of any red-haired families?
Oh, off the top of your head, probably not.
Is red hair a common thing or not uncommon?
It's
Or
not
it's
like
just
an
like
incredibly uncommon thing.
okay.
So it's like, yeah, that wouldn't be the
Okay.
line to follow.
All right. And then the janitor.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got here on this cork board?
What we have here is an article from one of the newspapers from only a few years ago. And the headline of the article reads, Local War Hero Wins City Council Seat.
Not the janitor.
No, but you see a picture of a woman who looks a lot like him, sort of waving out to a crowd.
Oh, but it's not the one sister I met. It's another person.
Nope. Mm-hmm.
And does it have a
She
name?
looks just like her.
Do I
In
recognize it?
the underlined text underneath, like the text underneath the image, you can see it says Adeline Ironbrow sworn in as Congresswoman for her district, whatever her district is. Sworn in as Congresswoman on Sharn City Council.
Oh, so she's on city council. So she's insane up there. Okay. And then the two cousins.
Mm-hmm.
The two cousins.
Yes.
What do I got on those two?
On those two, there's a decent amount of stuff. At least on the board with all the Dragon Mark families, there are multiple other pictures tacked around them of like what you can assume are different family members. You would recognize at least what you believe to be Catherine's mother, Elvinor de Farland. She is also a local celebrity. She is a very big figure in the city. She is very well known. It's sort of like when the incredibly rich and powerful families give everything to the arts, they then become celebrities themselves, just simply by being there. and she is very, very well known in the city. They often refer to Catherine's mother as Our Lady of Sorrows, and she is known for her darker aesthetics.
Emo.
And yeah, and yearly she performs at the Summer Solstice Festival. And it's a very, very, very big deal to many people in the city to go and watch her perform.
How far away is that from right now?
It's honestly probably only a couple months away. Your prize are probably more in your fall season.
Okay.
Right? No, you're like getting closer to winter. Ish.
All right.
So it's not
Alright.
that far away.
Okay. So it's not too relevant. At least that itself isn't too relevant.
At the moment.
And that's what I have on the two cousins, or that's what I have on
So that was on their family. There are several pinned articles about Catherine. There are no shortage of information about Catherine out there.
there's almost too much information.
Yeah. And what you've noticed is it's mainly information about Catherine and almost nothing mentioning Lily. But you do see one article from Lily. How long was it since your engagement was broken off?
I think it was 5 years.
One article dated 5 years ago, and on the front page of the article, it is about like Catherine's new venture into a new medium of music, and then underneath there's a very crude drawing of Lily with like makeup running down her face, and that says hysterical cousin breaks off long-term engagement.
Oof.
No actual mention of her name, just hysterical cousin.
But I recognize the depiction as
Yeah.
Lily.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's not entirely invisible.
Nope.
All right. And there's nothing else in this room. Just this pin board and all that.
Yep.
Okay. And how nice was this apartment?
It's not like super fancy, but it's like a middle class apartment.
Did anything say I have to pay for this?
Not anywhere you knew. You didn't sign a contract of any kind.
I want to go back into the living room that I kind of ignored because there is a liquor cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing kind of in there.
Make an investigation check.
If I fail this, I'm just gonna stop. Much better. It's above a 20.
So there's not much in this living room. It's very sparsely, very sparsely furnished. Everything's very simple. You open one of the drawers in the coffee table, and there's a small note. And written on it, it says, "Enjoy your investigations, Dick. And don't drink too much. Dash Victor."
Hmm. Okay. All right. Dick is gonna open up his bag that he took all of his office supplies with, and he's gonna just dump it out on the floor and start making this place like a little work studio for him. His intention though going forward is he will keep this place, but he will also still keep the place with his roommate.
That's all. That's what I figured.
So,
That's what I figured.
and
And
is
as
it like an
you don't,
apartment? Like, am I in an
yeah,
apartment building?
yeah, you're in an apartment building.
Wow. And I don't hear people getting stabbed above me or below me.
No, you occasionally hear like a footstep, but not. You don't hear a shot of magic, a thud, nothing like that.
Dick is the loudest person in this apartment right now, as he's just like
He really is.
rummaging through shit. All right,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
And I think,
Yeah, you're good.
no, I was going to say, I think that's where I will call it for tonight. Lily and Archibald, we can cover you next time.
Sounds good.
I figured with your two characters, your things would probably also take some time.
What could you
What do you
possibly do?
mean? We're just
You know,
so normal.
mm-hmm.
We're just your everyday capitalists.
Yeah,
I gotta talk to like a modern art guy, you know?
yeah. And
I don't even
Archibald
need
has a
to.
human.
Anything I do important is done indirectly, such as the hit on the union guys.
That was fucking crazy.
That is why I was not expecting you to call in a hit on Don's union building.
I wasn't thinking of it until like I saw what he said like in the chat or something like I'm gonna do the union, and I was like, oh yeah.
I was I was hoping that there was gonna be a message or something like on a job board or something like investigators looking for finding unions or whatever, blah blah blah, and then applying to go to that.
No, we're just getting straight hands.
You don't need the investigator. You know who the fuck you gotta kill.
But like Bright Hop's not even like manning the whole thing. He
No.
was just like a guy.
It's setting an example.
They're setting an example.
It's not.
The second
We're gonna go
you
to the most
mentioned,
innocent person.
yeah, the second you mentioned unions to Lorenzo, I was like, oh, we're beating Bright Hop the fuck up. I already know where this is going. I already know it's going to be asked. We're beating up Bright Hop.
Well, you know,
Hop did nothing wrong.
Archibald never specified what he wanted done. He just raised an issue.
Exactly. You just raised a concern. That's the normal way.
A gaggle of hobbits just like beating somebody up and getting like magic missile shot at them. They scurry away.
Gotta suck.
Like, oh, you go beat up this janitor, but you didn't tell us his friend has magic.
He's armed. Dangerous. So now there's been like open warfare between like the workers and the bosses.
Yeah, I'm sure Aldrin will eventually be able to piece stuff together.
There's
Yeah.
gonna be an
Yeah,
actual
Aldrin.
civil war.
I got you.
Exactly. And Rinley can lead the charge.
I'm
The
sorry.
subplot's gonna explode into violence.
Rinley trying to rizz up his crush and then she immediately just looks at you with horror is the funniest thing ever.
She saw how bad your Riz game was and said, "Oh fuck."
I tried. I tried. I gave him that portent roll, but then you asked for her to read your future, and I rolled above a 20. So,
He already used up all of his charisma checks on all the other girls he talks to at the bars.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
you
you're
did.
so
Apparently
right.
quite a bit.
Yeah, yo, shout out Trish.
shout out
Yo, who
Trish.
the fuck is Trish?
Shout out Trish.
That was the girl that winked at me when I walked into the dojo.
What's the action? I don't know if you caught on to my lack of imagination, to which I've given you an old turtle as a kung fu master, and there's a tiger lady also.
I was picking up on that.
Yeah. I was sitting there, I'm like, I need NPCs, and I was like, well, I've already made Uguay. I might as well.
Well, my family is foxes, but I left. Yeah. I identify as a panda.
You're more of a coyote. Or like a dingo.
I was like, I just need a bunch of NPCs for this monastery. How do I get them quickly? Oh, excellent. Kung Fu Panda.
IP is not protected in this house.
No IP is protected.
Well, it's okay. We're not making any money, so.
Exactly. You didn't get to hear my Snake Man speech, which I took right from a video game.
Uh-oh.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry, Lily didn't care.
No, I figured. I
Uh-oh.
had a speech prepared for that snake, and I took it word for word from the video game.
Sorry.
It's all right.
You're not
I was like,
clerics
I want.
here.
You're like
Dick and I are
snake
going to become
from
very
out of the-
close soon.
Like what?
Huh?
I said Dick and I are going to become very close.
The
soon.
fuck we're not.
Also, you would know what red tail ale is. You drink a lot.
Yeah, but I drink bottom shelf shit. Is it bottom shelf?
That's the highest quality at the lowest prices.
Oh, so maybe I would know then.
Yeah, that's some history and investigation checks you can make later on.
Yeah, okay.
I
I
really-
just
I really
assumed it
wanted to-
was. Sorry.
It was
No, I was just saying I
famous
really
before we
wanted
were
to get
kicked
you
out.
into the towers in your drunken state. That was a big business opportunity.
No.
I saw
Not
all
very
this
good.
buzz money. When I saw you then throw your lifeless corpse in the booth, I just saw dollar signs.
That
Well,
was so
you didn't
wild
get
that you
me.
did that.
I'm surprised everybody kind of left me in the booth, but in my head I was like, "Oh, I'm good with this though," because once I wake up, I can go like actually see what Alice's character is all about.
What's her name, Doug?
That's a really good question. Hold on. Lily.
Literally in
Something.
Discord.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I did.
Yeah, the whole time you were like, I'm going to investigate this place. I was like, this place has a silent protector.
Well,
This place is a
Just-
silent
I
Everything
knew
protector.
on
that,
Lindsay
but
needs
not-
to shut the fuck up, okay?
I love
fuck
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Well, me, Tim likes Lindsay, but
I
I
love
feel like as
Lindsay.
someone that works there, with her just being a stuck
Oh,
up,
no. Yeah,
She
no.
must be so off-putting as a coworker.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
Lindsay.
As a coworker, she must be the most off-putting person.
is she a crane?
Great.
We can recruit her to the dojo.
Let's go.
She is a kenku, which are crow. They're crow.
Oh, crows. Okay.
She can look like a crane. Just a little
Yeah.
shorter neck.
Bird feet nonetheless.
Bird feet.
She was a crow. I went back and forth on if I was going to make her be an assassin rogue like Lily, but then I was like, no, I think it'd be more useful for her as an employee to be an arcane trickster. And so it was useful.
Absolutely.
I don't think I know who I'm really working for.
No, I don't think you do.
Working
I was
for
gonna find
Archibald.
out for everybody, but
Well, no. You got to get involved on the group that's going to try to get the crow really drunk.
yeah, we gotta incapacitate this crow.
You're going to get her so drunk and find that you just worked for a very lonely woman.
Lily.
We're gonna take her to go see the Eagles.
Job. Lily just like does her job and like minds her own fucking business, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, this lady's fucking evil." Like,
Meanwhile, she goes home to a bland, lifeless apartment, trances for 4 hours, and comes back.
Hey yo, not you telling me that you don't like your coworkers at all, and they're not family to you. I'm gonna.
I didn't say I don't like them, but you said, "Do you love your
This is why
employees?"
the
And
board
the
members are
answer is
exploring
no.
acquisition.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but my heart twisted in that moment, but I don't know what happened.
I get
She
it.
lies.
So
Your
sorry.
boss, yeah, your boss doesn't love you. Like your boss doesn't
I will
care.
say, like, the bar is definitely not one of those establishments where it's like everyone who works here is family, and we make sacrifices for family. No, it's very much like
That's exactly the environment that we have at the towers.
I'm sure. It is.
But they got a union. They treat people well.
No, they
Apparently.
don't. They have a bloody employee who's expected to show up for work the next day. Is what they have.
Yeah.
That's where you work. What do you? You didn't beat up one of my employees.
Oh, they're talking about the towers.
Yeah. I don't know, but
Well,
I'm
maybe
trying to.
when the acquisition goes through, we'll see.
All right.
We are not doing a merger. No, thank you.
I'm gonna stop recording. Our goal is 10,000 likes and 1,000,000 subscribers. That's
If you
our
do
like
10,000
goal.
likes, we'll forcibly shower Dick again.
Yeah.
That made me, as soon as you were like, he's knocked unconscious, I was like, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Oh my god.
Drivers, give us money or else there will be consequences.
Yeah,
We will
yeah.
not shy away from resorting to mob violence.
We embrace
The
it
unions will be
wholeheartedly.
attacked until we reach our like goal.
That is the craziest subplot of this whole fucking thing.
Truly not what I expected to occur.
Bye-bye.